What's up, guys? It's me, Tiff, and today we're going to talk about Celsius Network. It's been a bit since I posted about Celsius because for a while it felt like nothing eventful was happening. But if you remember, back in December, Celsius announced that they'd received multiple bids on their assets. We know now that GK8, Celsius's custodial platform, is being acquired by Mike Novogratz's Galaxy Digital, while some of Celsius's mining rigs are being acquired by Tuzi Capital. But what exactly is happening to all the coins we deposited onto Celsius? Celsius did indeed receive bids on their crypto assets, but they never shared these bids with us depositors. Instead, in the most recent court hearing, a Kirkland and Ellis attorney just claimed that all of these bids have not been compelling. Celsius Network instead hopes to reorganize as a fully licensed, publicly traded company, as well as potentially issue a new token called an asset share token. So basically, the bids on our assets seem to have been completely written off and deemed not compelling, but those bids on our assets were never shared with us. Well, on December 20th, 2022, I actually gained access to the bids on Celsius Network's crypto assets. I refrained from posting the bids publicly because I didn't want to disrupt the actual bidding procedures. As a creditor myself, I was worried that maybe if I were to post the bids kind of carelessly, that maybe one of the bidders might pull out or it could negatively impact our recoveries as creditors. But it seems now that all of the bids have been pretty much just thrown out the window. And if you know me, you'll know that I love transparency for creditors. As a quick little refresher, I actually leaked Celsius's original restructuring plans to rebrand and reopen as Kelvin, another unit of measuring temperature. I also leaked Celsius's original wrapped IOU token plans. Well, now, I believe that us creditors deserve to see the bids on the assets that we deposited onto the platform. So today, I would like to leak the bids placed on Celsius Network's crypto assets. I am so sorry, Celsius. It's almost as if you guys didn't want us to actually see these bids, but here we go. Amongst the bidders on Celsius Network's crypto assets were Binance, Bank to the Future, NovaWulf, Cumberland DRW, and Galaxy Digital, who also recently purchased GK8. Each of these bids has several different components, so in this video, I'll lay out Binance's bid because it is the biggest brand name on the list, as well as NovaWulf's bid because there are some reasons I find it particularly interesting. I have, however, laid out all of the bids I received publicly on my Substack blog, so you can read them all down below in a link in the description box. I actually typed out each bid word for word from the original documents, as well as recreated a chart myself, but I would like to refrain from posting the original files because I would like to protect the source's identity. Anyway, let's get into Binance's bid on Celsius's assets. In case you weren't aware, Binance is the largest exchange in the world. Binance was also recently the highest and best bidder on Voyager Digital's assets. So I'm just going to read out the summary term sheet of Binance's bid. First of all, the transaction structure. The term sheet summary. Binance wants to acquire and transfer all liquid and certain illiquid crypto at fair market value to Binance's platform. Users would have the option to participate. Binance's bid specifically excludes FTT token, Cell token, and certain other non-liquid tokens, equity investments, mining, the loan portfolio, and fiat cash. As their consideration, Binance has offered $15 million cash comprised of $12 million to Celsius's estate and $3 million distributed to migrated users on a pro rata basis. Binance also offered customer incentives. $50 in incentives for migrated users consisting of $10 in cash or stablecoins, and $40 in trading credits. I also recreated, with precision, a chart that was included in Binance's bid, which I will show here. It took me a very long time to make. To note, this was Binance's proposed bid as of November 21st, 2022. I didn't receive any updates after that date. Again, all 5 of the bids I received are listed on my Substack blog, but I want to jump to NovaWulf's bid because I find it particularly interesting. That's because NovaWulf's bid on Celsius's assets seems to, in my opinion, vaguely resemble what we know so far about Celsius's new recovery plan. So first of all, the transaction structure of NovaWulf's bid. Transfer substantially all assets, coins, loans, and mining business to an SEC-compliant new company 100% owned by creditors. Creditors would receive pro rata allocations in 2 tokens representing 1, the value of the new company, or asset token, and 2, 0.5% management fee or a revenue share token. On the revenue share token, creditors would benefit from profit sharing and upside of the new company. A fee stream would be paid out in US dollars and stablecoins. New coins would be issued in declining amounts. The asset token, quarterly dividends in US dollars and stablecoins at the advisor's or board's direction. The revenue share token would be stapled to the asset token for 1 year in order to incentivize users to hold tokens. The further details of NovaWulf's bid are on my little Substack blog, but I would just like to point out that although Celsius was very vague about the restructuring plans, they did say that they want to transition into becoming a fully licensed publicly traded company, as well as potentially issue a new token called the Asset Share Token, which just sounds vaguely similar to what we saw in NovaWulf's bid. Anyway, I'm not a conspiracy theorist or anything, I just noticed those similarities. Again, all 5 bids I received are written out word for word on my little Substack blog, but I will note that more than one company explicitly excluded Cell Token from their bids, so I found that a little bit funny, and sorry you Cell short squeezers. But anyway, I digress. I was able to verify the authenticity of these bids with multiple sources, but I did also speak with several current Celsius employees, even some in upper-level management, and the majority of them were not given access to these bids, just like us creditors. So it sounds to me like a lot of these really massive decisions that are affecting tens of thousands of us creditors are being made by a really small, insulated group of people. I asked one of the upper-level employees who they think is in charge of making these huge decisions. They said that it was largely Chris Ferraro, the special committee, Kirkland and Ellis, as well as some advisors. Apparently, the UCC also sees everything, but it doesn't seem to me like they were ever going to tell us about these bids. So basically, it seems like the majority of us, as well as most employees, were left completely in the dark with these bids. I understand it to some degree. I'm sure that too many voices in the room can make it difficult for an actual decision to get made. But again, these are bids on assets that we as creditors deposited onto the platform. And for those bids to have all been written off as not compelling without our consent, and us pretty much reverting back to just relying on Celsius to come up with a restructuring plan, and I guess if they failed, then I guess the UCC would come up with a restructuring plan. It's all quite frustrating to me. I would love to hear your guys' thoughts on the bids on Celsius's crypto assets. I want to hear if you guys actually agree that they're not compelling, or if you actually like the bids. I'm going to be a little bit unbiased here since I'm posting them, but I am very curious as to what you guys think. Next, apparently there have been a lot of phishing scams going on, specifically targeting Celsius customers. As if we haven't all been rugged enough already. Someone had to send me this post from Celsius because I'm actually blocked by Celsius, probably because I keep leaking their internal information and troll them practically daily. But anyway, I am indeed a creditor, so seems a little bit fucked up to me, but whatever. Celsius said, "We have become aware of phishing attempts being made through text messages purporting to be from Celsius and emails purporting to be from our claims agent Stretto. Additional information on these phishing attempts is available on docket number 1904, which is available on Stretto. Never provide or confirm your password or two-factor authentication to anyone." So I just wanted to put that warning out there for you guys, even though Celsius doesn't care if I get phished apparently because I am blocked. But anyway, I also wanted to segue into a new sponsorship I just accepted. If you followed me for any amount of time, you'll know that I've never shilled a shitcoin, I've never promoted an exchange, I never want any of us to get rugged because we've all already been fucked over by Celsius. But that's actually why I'm excited about this sponsorship with Aura. Aura is a company that protects you from scammers and hackers by scanning the dark web, where apparently criminals can sell your stolen information, and looks for your emails and passwords and social security numbers, and alerts you immediately if it finds anything. Recently, Aura actually found a few of my personal passwords leaked in the dark web, so I had to go and change those. So shout out, honestly, thank you to Aura. Aura actually has a ton of other useful features like requesting removal of your information on public websites, financial fraud protection, a VPN, identity theft protection, a password manager, antivirus software. Honestly, with all of these phishing attempts going on with us Celsius creditors, I genuinely think it's worthwhile to try Aura, even if just to check and see if your information or your passwords have been leaked out there in the dark web, like mine have been. For a 14-day free trial of Aura, you can go to my link at aura.com/Tiffany, or you can use this handy dandy QR code that I've had sitting here the whole time. So anyway, I hope you're all having a lovely day. If you want to check out the rest of the bids, they're on my Substack blog. I'm genuinely curious to hear your thoughts on the bids. I will be posting more about the bids and other information that I have on YouTube, on Substack, on Patreon. I'm actually talking to people more one-on-one on Patreon. So anyway, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And I'll talk to you very, very soon. Bye. This is my Marvel style end credit scene. And since we're on a roll today with upsetting Celsius Network, I'm just gonna post a little throwback to an old leak or maybe some other information I have. Who knows?
There will be a wrapped token that represent the IOU, how much we owe the users, and the valuation of that. And again, we'll talk about the plan in next week in more details. Just to take 2 minutes, and what is the plan? So the plan is basically to wrap. First of all, simplify our assets. Instead of having 50 or 60 coins, we will have we will own Bitcoin, Ethereum, USDC, and Cell tokens. Let's put the Cell token aside because that's more than 2 minutes of explanation. But so Bitcoin, Ethereum, and USDC, and what we're going to do is we're going to spread our assets across these assets